Hey, I'm so glad you joined us today for this preview episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence, where we are talking about wage equality. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Well, hello. My name's Alicia Curry, and I am the host of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence, which airs at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on winwinwomen.tv. And we're doing a promo for the show right now. I wanted to give you a sneak peek and kind of get any questions that you might have for our special guest. And our guest today is going to talk all about wage equality. There's some misconceptions out there, some myths about the gender gap and wage gap. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But we're just going to tease it out a little bit for you so you know what's coming live at 5 o'clock. But before we do that, I just want to welcome all of you who are joining us live. If you're live we're streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. So thank you. Also Twitch. So thank you for joining us. And our show, Unleash Your Audacious Confidence, is live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. You can go to audaciousconfidenceshow.com to view us live. And if you miss any of our live shows, we do replay on Fridays on our YouTube channel, which is at Alicia Curry. That's our YouTube channel. So you can go to youtube.com/@Alicia And you can also see the show on the Win Win Women channel on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Apple TV. So if you miss it live, there are multiple opportunities to watch it again. So don't despair. You can still catch the show. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, or if there's anything that you want to know more about our shows, you can either visit the website, audaciousconfidenceshow.com, and you get all the replays, or you can email us, support@aliciacurry.com. Actually, if you'd like to be a guest, go to redcarpetceo.com, because, oh my goodness, live from New Zealand. Hello, Brendy. Thank you so much for joining. And so if you want to check out, if you want to be a guest, you can go to redcarpetceo.com. And on that site, there's a link that says, you can just click the button. It says be a guest, and you can click and register to be a guest on any of our shows that we produce. So now that I've chit-chatted away, I want to introduce you to our guest, who is none other than Shell Bobev. Did I say that right, Shell?
You did. Hi there.
All right. So Shell is the CEO of Disrupt the Gap. She's the founder. And so first of all, I just want to ask, what is wage equality?
Thank you. There are so many misconceptions, so many talking points out there about the pay gap and wage equality that mean well and just a little misguided. In our live show today, we're going to get a chance to go through a few of those. But let me just share with everyone on the pre-show now one big example. One of the major stats that gets circulated is comparing women's earnings to men. And we might see stats like women earn 80 cents for every dollar that men make.
Yeah,
and what's
I've heard that.
And what's often lost in that conversation is that's total annual earnings. That's not comparing two peers in the same job. Unfortunately, people hear that stat and they run with it and they think it's apples to apples. There are studies that look at apples to apples comparisons between peers in the same job. So during our live show, we're going to go through that. It is important to look at women's total annual earnings if we care about women's financial independence and stability. But we can't go down the path of using apples to oranges because unfortunately it muddies the water. And that's why there's so many folks that give pause to actually believing that there's a pay gap.
Right. And they dismiss it because there's wrong information out there. one of the things I want to talk about later on the show, again, our show is live at 5 o'clock. This is just a teaser, guys. This is just a little tease out. But one of the things we want to talk about, since it's about confidence, is also why it's important for women to earn a fair wage,
Yes.
and how that really impacts her confidence when she finds out that she's
Yes.
not earning a fair wage.
Mm.
And just give us a snippet, because it was an experience you had yourself.
Yes.
So we're going to share the parts of your story that we can share. And but what did that feel like for you when you found that out? And then
Yeah.
we'll into what you did about it during the show.
So, just a little bit about this idea of confidence intersecting with pay gap. So, what we can talk about on the show is that there's an intersection with the language we use. We tell women, know your value, know your worth. And at least in America, our identity is so tied to our profession. So, it's very easy for people to conflate their personal worth with what they're getting paid, and that could be very disruptive. In my case, as I'll share in a little bit, there was a pay gap, which I suspected for a long time and ultimately discovered, and I didn't really understand the full depth of the impact to my own confidence and esteem for years afterwards. If you would have asked me during that time, I would have said, yes, I know my value, right?
Fine, yeah.
In time, I eventually had this lightning bolt moment in a group class, and I'll share with the group later on what that moment was, when I realized that experience had impacted me in many ways. And stepping forward into entrepreneurship, I had to completely rebuild that sense of esteem on my own terms.
Wow. I can't wait for our conversation. Again, we are live at 5 p.m. Eastern. Just go to audaciousconfidenceshow.com. When that button goes live, just hit that button and you will be entered into the show. Now, when you come into the show, please, for the recording purposes, we would love it if you come in with your camera off and your mic muted. And for that first half of the show, we will be recording the show. Then we take our microphones off and we unmute our mics. We take the put the cameras on, and we have a lively discussion about the topic. And Shell is going to hang around if anybody wants to join us live. And Shell will hang around and answer any questions for you, and we can have that discussion afterwards. So we will see you at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is the top of the hour, or 2 Pacific, on audaciousconfidenceshow.com. Thank you, Shell. I will see you in a few minutes over live on the show and Win Win Women TV.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
All right. And we will be back at 5.